years. And he gets out right around the same time Lucky is first published. And this whole time, he has claimed he's innocent. He even appeals to get his conviction overturned, but his appeals get rejected. Even after he's out of prison, he appeals. Still rejected. He pays to take a polygraph, he passes, but that doesn't help the appeals, and he's still an ex-convict. And of course, now he has to register as a schmex offender, so he has trouble getting a job, and he doesn't have a lot of friends. Now eventually, he meets a nice woman and they get married. And she wants kids, and he does too. But he refuses to have them because of the stigma they would have to face having a dad with that on his record. So he doesn't have kids. Now back to Timothy. So Timothy is researching the book, and things in the story aren't adding up. Like when police ask Ryder to pick her attacker out of a lineup, she picks this guy, who's allegedly a plant, when Broadwater is actually this guy, and there's a lot of little stuff like that. So Timothy says, nah, I can't fund this movie anymore. And he refuses to continue funding the project, and they fire him. But he's become so invested in this case, he actually hires a private investigator to look into it. The private investigator then investigates and turns everything they find over to Broadwater's attorneys. These new attorneys, they re-examine the case and they find a lot of stuff. Like that hair analysis has since widely been discredited as junk science, stuff like that. And they end up filing a motion to overturn Broadwater's conviction. And eventually, a judge agrees to hear the case, and after 40 years of fighting, the conviction is finally overturned. So then, Ryder, of course, posts a written apology to Broadwater saying that she will forever be sorry. The publisher stops publishing the book, the movie's no longer in production, and Broadwater sues the state of New York for taking 16 years of his life away. Ultimately, the state settled with him for $5.5 million. And good for him. While Timothy and his production company are now making a documentary about Broadwater and his story called Unlucky. It's currently in development. And just to be clear, they concluded that Ryder had been assaulted that day, just not by Broadwater. And all this happened in Syracuse, New York, so shout out to New York.